The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
This shit got 0 points, and I thought that was just absolutely awful. What is that? Hopefully, my residential Australian can fill me in on what in the world we've just watched. Joining me as always is my left-hand man, the author, David Applegate.
In Australia, she's what's known as a galah, and she got 0 points. That was 0 points too many. She stayed in the negative. She was having an epileptic fit, not breakdancing. And she's so embarrassed that she won't even return to Australia. And we're better off for it.
I don't get it. But hey, somebody that can make some points, the Anime Night.
What's up, guys? Hope everything's good.
You can make points, can't you?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I can make points.
All right,
I
good.
mean, Jesus Christ.
Good. I'm just glad. I just make sure that you don't get zeros. As long as you can do something, get a couple points. Oh. Do the monkey.
2 points. 2 points. He wins the gold medal.
See, I can get 10 points easy on that one.
I mean, dude, like, she got 3 rounds of 0 points. How do you do that?
Look how uncoordinated and how stiff she moved.
I mean, oof.
But when you audition for yourself, I mean, it's easier to approve yourself to go to the Olympics when you audition yourself.
That is true.
Oh, absolutely.
Apparently her husband was the judge.
They formed their own committee, yeah. They formed their own committee and just ticked her box. And the Olympic Committee didn't even notice, like, or care.
Yeah. That's nuts.
I mean, she didn't even get the participation trophy, which is, like, hilarious.
Huh. So, how's everybody week been?
Jam-packed full of hilarity with what's going on with with Copycat Kamala. Hasn't a day gone by? I haven't had a good laugh over politics in a long time, but this week has been a lot of cackles, I tell you. But personally, I've been
this
very
whole
busy.
year's been a joke. And we're just sitting here with the beer and everything, just like, Democrats, here's the unicycle. Do something with that.
Hey, look,
dude,
it's
been a week, dude. Like,
yeah.
First off, Trump and Elon Musk had their fireside talk on Monday. There was a press conference There's astronauts in space that can't
Yep.
get back in because Boeing's a joke. There's, I mean,
And-
there's so much. Listening by campfire. What's up, man?
Hey, we have our own fireside chat for a change.
Yeah,
And Tom Brady showed how based he was.
that was hilarious.
Yeah. And
That
of
was
course,
hysterical.
a short time ago, we had an announcement from Trump, which blew up the internet again on inflation. I sent you the link in X, actually. I think I sent it in. I'm not sure. I forwarded it in X, I think. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I do see something there. I'll pull
Right.
it up here in just a few seconds. What's crazy is, I mean, there was just so.
The last 3 days, every announcement from Kamala has been a copycat of either Vance or Trump.
Yeah.
Trump,
Yeah.
I won't tax tips. An hour later, Kamala, I won't tax tips. JD
In
Vance,
56
I'm going to give
days
you
to be
$5 grand to
exact.
have a baby.
If
Kamala,
anybody
I'll give
wants
you
to, if anybody
25.
wants to say it, it's 56 days. Trump came up with it first, and then
Yep.
Kamala came out 56 days later saying,
No, I'm talking
that-
about when the campaign ad, when the Trump dropped his new campaign ad, which featured prominently people talking about the tip tax. I'm talking about an hour. Kamala had an ad booked an hour after that. It's like, man, it's like, but the fact checkers won't come out against Kamala. So and people are pointing it out, saying that, hey, JD Vance dropped this first. Trump dropped this policy first. People are
yeah, exactly.
on
Well, I mean,
Twitter
they
dropping
can't,
hundreds
the
of-
media can't do anything that gives anybody but Kamala credit for something.
Yeah. They're even saying how JD Vance's policies are going to cost America $250 million a month, and then how Kamala's policies only cost us $250 million a month. And it's like, what?
What policies is going to cost money that JD Vance is going to do?
They're talking about the baby bonus.
Well, what is that? What is that going to do? I mean,
You get a $5 grand baby bonus.
for real?
Yeah, have a baby and get a 5G tax cut.
Dang, that's
I
nice.
see. I see the gears in your head, Appalachian. I see him moving like.
Well, it would be nice, but yeah.
He's afraid his wife
We
would get out
joke.
get out the old bolt cutters.
Well, no, she's already had the bolt cutters,
Yeah.
so that baby factory's closed, so no more. But hey, I mean, will they give us more money on our kids that we already got?
Well, actually, that's the thing. I think they've already explored something. I don't know what's going on. I think it's something to do with education bonus payments.
Gotcha.
I think you have to look at Trump's education policy there. I don't think there's anything else in the existing kids market.
I'm just looking at the
But
numbers
you know
right
who-
now.
Hey, do you know who isn't in the kids market? Apparently, Disney is not a family company anymore. Did you know that?
You talking about the waiver, the wrongful death lawsuit?
No, I'm talking about the change in corporate direction.
Oh no, I didn't hear that. Let's talk about that. Then we can talk about the wrongful death suit that we talked about earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Apparently, Disney's not for white men anymore. It's not for kids. It's not for families. Disney's going to become an all-women's brand.
Oh, goody, just what we needed.
Yeah, more diversity.
Yes. Win.
by pandering only to one gender, comrades. Diversity.
That sounds amazing.
And of course, they're so stunning and brave when you sign up for Disney Plus.
But what about the white man? Then the boss looks.
You have no
angry.
rights.
Mayors.
Just check your Disney Plus contract. You cannot sue us ever, never, ever, ever. Even if you cancel Disney Plus, once you sign up, you can never sue us ever, ever, ever again. Yeah, the wrongful death lawsuit has shown that Disney has is racing to the bottom for do not do. Remember Google? How they said do not do evil, and it turns out that they're actually making military robots. Yeah.
No.
You didn't know
Why,
that?
why
That
do you
they,
think? Why do you think they're? Why do you
How do you
think
think they make
we're
most
going
of
to be
their
buying
money?
armor-piercing rounds?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Though the breakup of Google, I think Disney's next. But the the wrongful death lawsuit, that, okay. The fact is, the restaurant only leases off space off Disney, right? It's a co-branding thing. The restaurant failed to ensure there were no nuts or nut products in a meal. Disney, however, tried to preempt the lawsuit by saying he signed up for Disney Plus, therefore he cannot sue us again. And it turns out that nobody had ever noticed this before, but in the fine print, which South Park warned us a long time ago about Disney and their fine print, and Microsoft and Google, that you have no rights. But I don't know about you, but according to contract lawyers, you can't sign away your rights. You can only waiver for a period voluntarily if there's. But there's a thing in contract law also called good faith. That is, you in good faith have been pointed out all the possible negative aspects of signing up for a service. If they're going to do something like say, well, if you sign up for this service, you can't sue us. But what nobody seems to be, what the diversity crowd, and which is why I brought up diversity, is the fact that it's a person of color that died, and there's no protests.
Wait, where?
The Disney lawsuit.
Oh
Wasn't
yeah,
it an
there was.
Asian
It
woman?
It sounded like it was someone of Asian descent.
And yet there's no protests from the diversity hire organizations.
Well, you gotta stop. You gotta stop hating. Stop Asian hate.
Yeah. Where's the Asian? Where's the Asian Defense League?
Yeah, who's got Echo?
I don't have an echo. I don't have an
It
echo. I
stopped.
don't hear nothing.
But I had echo before it stopped.
Gotcha.
Personally, I'm cheering on the breakup of Google about time.
Guess who started the lawsuit though? It was actually filed under Trump. It was filed
Really?
during the Trump years.
Oh.
Merrick Garland had no choice but to proceed with the case because it was already in progress. He couldn't cancel. But what they can do, and what a lot of people fear, is they're merely going to give Google a slap on the wrist and say, don't do it again.
Yep. Because we're too big to fail.
No, it's the fact that Google is a prime defense contractor under another name, producing military robots for let's just say a certain country right now who is testing weapons for the US.
Right. Military-industrial complex strikes again.
Exactly.
I'm looking at the percentages of the food and everything. I'm highly offended that cookies is higher than cereal and bread.
That's because it's got. That's because it's got the price right. That's because cookies includes the price rises on eggs, sugar, and grains. as well as the energy cost and shipping distribution.
How
As a
is
side note,
eight?
Anybody remember Amos Cookies?
Oh, I remember those.
The founder died today. Apparently,
I saw that in the bundle of news. I was thinking about what to cover next, and
you know what shocked me, and I pointed it out. Why didn't they feature him in Black History Month?
That's actually a great question.
He is an actual god legitimate achievement, and one of the richest black men. Perhaps he doesn't give to the right causes.
Perhaps. Let's see if this works.
David, Eggs is practically beating everybody in the percentage department. That's scary.
We're actually having an egg shortage here in Australia. Most local supermarket hasn't had eggs for weeks.
Oh, that ain't good. Well, how the hell
well, you guys had monkeypox. We got the bird flu. Want to swap?
They tried that crap here. We didn't buy it.
Yeah.
They were saying, "Oh, the cows have the bird flu." Nope, we're not buying it.
No, we're not buying it.
Unfortunately, our state has some rather rabid communists, so they went around culling chickens before anybody could protest.
Yep. David, we need to airlift you.
Yeah, but see, and you also can't repel the colors like we can.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Somebody's dogs are barking.
Yeah.
Seth, you look like you stuck your fingers in a light socket.
Yeah, dude, my hair's a mess. I didn't think that it was, I don't know.
But
it's all right. That's why I sit mostly in the dark. Mine's a little crazy. I'm in desperate need of a haircut.
Me too.
It's a little wet.
Scheduled for next week.
Okay. Did you get rain today like we did?
Very little. Just a mist.
What's to come between?
Somebody call that number I just posted. Preferably somebody in America. I mean, I'm trying to set up a Google account. So, call and see if I can, feed through on the board.
All right, I'll call it.
Cool.
I'll mute myself so I don't back echo.
Yeah.
But yeah, David, we really need to airlift you out of there. We need to fly a Black Hawk helicopter over your house and drop a ladder.
No. I'm fine with the nuclear war.
We'll have to do it in the middle of the night.
We'll have to do it in the middle of the night. We'll just see everything just go static and then just wait for the nuclear cloud to fly over, and kill us. Because we'll be last.
Dang it. I don't want it to be. I had to deny it because I don't want it to be forwarded. I want it to come to my tablet.
All right. I hung up.
All right. Now call it again.
All right.
Or we could try. We could try airdropping you some crates filled with eggs. Sorry if we break your roof there, David. Sorry if we break your roof.
Yeah, I'll be the richest man on the block auctioning eggs.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Be like, hey, J.K. Rowling. Fuck you.
She's not a billionaire, by the way. She hasn't been a billionaire. She was actually never a billionaire. That's what most people don't understand. She was paid $1 billion, but you got to remember she had taxes, and the property she bought, well, those 3 properties all dipped in value.
Meanwhile, the properties that are doing good, they just unlawfully come in and kick you out of the house.
But here's the thing.
Get the hell out.
Here's the thing. Warner Brothers recently admitted they didn't make money on Harry Potter. Despite all what? You had $8.3 billion in revenue from the movies, and you didn't make any money.
Don't forget, David. These are the same people who who put that text right up on Kylie versus Acme and shut down Cartoon Network. These are the same people.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me, tell me that Harry Potter, all 7 films that grew a globe-sized revenue for them that would probably last them for 10 years.
If
Like,
they weren't
maybe
such,
nothing.
yeah. But here's the problem.
Oh.
It would be $8.3 billion would be fine for any other company, except for the fact that they are so bloated in costs.
That's
And
so
the
stupid.
films were bloated in production costs and distribution costs and marketing. They had the most expensive marketing campaign in the world, which is why it makes a, and plus half of that 8.3 billion in revenue actually went to the cinemas, which is what most people keep forgetting. Plus taxes.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
Black
Taxes.
American.
Although they do pay 6% less tax than everybody else because of their tax breaks.
You okay over there, Appalachian?
Hello. Oh,
But you
dagnabbit.
know what's weird? Entertainment companies don't make anywhere near the money airlines and other companies do, yet they get yet people really fawn over entertainers, and it's like, no bro, they're overpaid hacks. Most of them don't even act. Ryan Reynolds just is himself. Same with Kevin Hart. They just
Still trying to figure out this stupid Google Voice thing. So apparently I can set up a phone number, but it's just being weird.
it's a message reader. It's a voice. It's a VoIP. It should just pretty much. I mean, how can you fuck up VoIP? It's been around forever.
Right.
But you know,
Call from.
Yeah. There you go.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? All right, this is working. All right, cool. It's me. All right, could you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool. So we now have a new phone number. I finally got it to work. You just gotta kind of be weird about it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I like that or not, because you have to. But there shouldn't be any updates. So you have to, like, if you make a phone call, which you can call this number right here, 1-540-632-1315. It will ask you for your name. You can put your screen name, you can put whatever you want, and then it'll put you straight through to my soundboard. So, if anybody would like to make phone calls, I'm sorry, I've been working. I should have done this earlier, but my bad.
All right. Now we have the forever changing story of the stranded astronauts who are going to do their patriotic duty and remain stranded in space.
That is weird. So, why are they stuck?
Okay. They have a faulty ship. If they try to re-enter, they'll either bounce off the atmosphere or break up. There's no safe re-entry for them. So they were going to transfer to another vehicle, except we're at war with a certain country, though we won't admit we're at war with a certain country, so they won't take a ride on the ship that was offered to them. So the next ship that came up was going to be a ride on one of Elon Musk's ships, and Boeing politely declined, saying that they've still got a ship with scheduled for launch within the window of safe return. If the astronauts spend more than 250 days in orbit, I think it's 250 days, you can correct me if I'm wrong, If they spend more than 250 days in orbit, their health will deteriorate to the point they'll die very quickly because their blood pressure and other things, just something to do with the microgravity. Their bodies won't be able to handle it anymore. Plus the psychological factors involved.
Now, did they go up for a reason, or did they were just joyriding?
It was a test of the ship. Yeah, it was joyride.
And that's a Boeing ship, and of course it's failing, just like their airplanes.
Yeah,
You would think they'd be like, meh.
Now, you think they would have done a ground pressure test?
Yeah, I remember back in the 70s or the 80s that there was a Russian cosmonaut that spent some ridiculous amount of time in orbit.
Yeah, 198 days, I think it was.
Yeah. And he wasn't very
he
wasn't doing well
for a while. Yeah, he wasn't doing too good when he got out of the ship. Well, a lot of people have come back from space and said, yeah, I'm not doing that again. Because they basically needed their bowels put back in.
Yep.
Neil Armstrong had the strokes for the rest of his life. Buzz Aldrin needed how many heart replacements?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And then, of course, there's all the ones who had leukemia that they don't talk about.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the Apollo 13 astronauts. Didn't he die of some kind of cancer not too long after that?
Yeah, there's a few of them, but they won't talk about that. They just act like there was only 2 Apollo astronauts. The rest they can't. They're gonna what are they gonna do? Wheel out people in wheelchairs, or people with their bowels hanging out, or people who's got turbo cancer?
Are you leaving?
No, it's like this. Like, hey, everybody. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the astronauts were not in good condition, or they only did a couple of trips because they weren't. They looked at their rad badge and saw that it was black and going, yeah, I'm not going up again.
Yeah. Anyway.
Or get the radiation analyzer thing and goes, oh, red. It's completely red. The bar is full of red.
And if
you're not going up
why
again.
The US has a population decline, it's not by accident, folks. They released radiation and caused mass sterilization in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Well, that vaccines, food that's not food.
I'm talking about I'm talking about the fact that over 110,000 men were deliberately exposed to radiation during the 60s, 70s, and 80s, knowing it would cause mass sterilization, and they did it anyway, just to see if they could cure it, which they couldn't.
Well, yeah.
Well, what a shock, right?
Yeah, but we've imported 20 million people, so hey, that'll make up for it.
Yeah, but that's only because as Aristotle said, tyrants prefer foreigners because they have no loyalty to the land.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and they think they can control them, though. So you guys have any topics? I mean, I'm sorry I was late. I was literally sitting here waiting. And about quarter till I realized, oh, holy crap, the chickens, I haven't closed them up yet. And so I had to go down and put different clothes on.
Yeah, I feel you. We were doing the same thing.
Copycat Kamala.
Tom Brady was a pretty much alpha Chad. So him and Giselle are going through a divorce, and she decided she wanted a part of his legacy, money, whatever. And so she tried to take him to court, and she wanted to get some of the money off of his possessions. The only downside of this is it blew up in her face when she realized all of his possessions were in his mother's name.
Doesn't she have enough of her own money? I mean, why does she need more of his? She was a
Well,
supermodel, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what you get when you date supermodels. Stupid balloon-headed,
Excuse me.
long-legged idiots.
I want to know what really destroyed their marriage. They were married for quite a while.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were.
I thought they were good.
FTX, they were both sued, and their lawyers recommended a divorce so they could offset the apparently if they divorce, that she can basically say it was all Tom. I don't have to pay any money for the FTX debacle. Because I took
Man,
no personal part.
FTX really screwed everybody.
Hey, but good news. He reckons he'll walk out of jail a multi-billionaire still.
If he
Yeah.
even walks out.
If he
What,
walks out.
FTX? What was that again?
It's that guy who
The
looks
crypto
who,
scam where they were money.
Oh, that's right.
Country.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the guy
Yeah.
that got caught, and that was the fall guy.
And his really
like-
weird girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
he
no,
looks like a dollar store James C. Riley. He looks like a dollar store
Yeah.
version of him.
The thing
Yeah.
is, he was trying to. First, he tried to dump it on his ex-girlfriend. Then he tried to dump it on the Indian guy, and it turned out that they were the whistleblowers who blew the whistle on him.
Yeah. Well, he must have done something wrong because he was put in there to do the money laundering for the DNC, so he must have screwed up somewhere if they would have come after him. Otherwise, they would have protected
I
him.
think it was the billions of dollars that he lost them.
Yeah.
You can lose other people's money. You can lose the poor's income. You can lose the money as long as you lose it to us.
Right.
Do you guys want to hear some nails on a chalkboard? Apparently, according to Chuck Costello, Kamala Harris just put the death nail in her campaign. So I'm kind of anxious to see this.
Let's see what.
Well,
Catherine's
that's
up
fine.
to.
Here's
see what
one
Catherine's is up
thing.
to.
Here's one thing. I'm getting kind of tired of all these Republican commentators are like clickbaiting the crap out of their content, and I'm kind of like, okay, is this really going to be something special or not? But so here we go. And I'm sorry for your ears. This isn't the graping I wanted to do.
What was bounded before?
Prices are too high. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. The bills add up. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes, prescription medication, the cost of food. A loaf of bread costs 50% more. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's a serious housing shortage. The price of housing has gone up. It's too difficult to build, and it's driving prices up. It is out of reach. The size of down payments have gone up as well. Costs are still too high. There's not much left at the end of the month, and prices are still too high. Everyday prices are too high.
And whose fault is that?
4 years, Kamala. You had 4 years.
That isn't a real audience. That's not a real audience. They look digitized. Either that or the camera quality. Who's ever using the camera at really bad focus?
And the thing is, well, actually, who cares about the focus? Because it's all staged, managed anyway. They're all school teachers there to keep their jobs, right? Now the thing is, half the country won't care. They will vote for their abortions. They'll vote to keep their jobs in the government or military or some military contractor, and the migrants will vote to keep crossing the border. Until you bring in voter ID, 25 states are going to just keep voting blue no matter who.
Yep.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm echoing somewhere, but no, I'm not. All right. I mean, I lived in Tennessee and Ohio. In both places, you have to show ID. So.
Well, I mean, in Virginia, I have to show ID.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know why in the world you would have I just don't get it. And what's really funny is when I went to vote, the lady asked to see my ID, and I was like, "Isn't that racist?"
She said, "Get your white ass out of here."
No, she's a little old white lady. She was like,
All right, confused. I can still hear myself.
I know.
It comes
what
and
do you got?
goes.
You've got an extra tab open, don't you?
Nope. No, it's not that.
Now, what's happened with Apple? Are you talking about the Apple tax?
No. Hey, look at this. This is a set photo from her rally tonight.
It's the spam boat.
Yeah.
Spam boat.
It literally, it's literally
It's a
like
stage.
a
It's a
gymnasium,
stage.
half a gymnasium.
But it's a stage.
Stage. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 rows of chairs, and then a set of bleachers. And
Yeah,
that's it.
Appalachian's right though. They deliberately do not focus properly on the back. Now, I don't know what it is, but I think it just causes just enough eye strain to make you pay more attention to the signs. I mean, it's psychological or it's physiological manipulation. It's a psyop thing.
That's just a fire begging to happen with all those
but it's
wires
a
and everything.
stage.
Good
There's more
grief!
media and production crew than there is.
No, not
attendees.
on the stage. I mean the production area. Holy crap!
Yeah, but that's what I mean. There's more people in that pit than there is on stage.
Just
the audience is
somebody can flick a fucking cigarette in there and then kablooey.
According to USA Today, that's just,
in Minecraft.
No, remember the remember when people were pointing out that Kamala's airport was all CGI, and they showed t-shirts. And USA Today came out and says that's because Kamala Harris t-shirts were very popular that day. And never mind the fact that you had 2 guys side by side who had the exact same shirt, exact same face, exact same hairdo, and they had 3 eyes.
How much you want to bet she was sleeping with both of them? Good grief. But who actually wears the pants between the 3?
About the Apple.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So
there's a thing going around called
Apple
tax.
has a program, like an entrepreneur's program.
Yep.
Let's see, where are we at here? Here it is.
I thought you were talking about the Apple tax, where they're going to charge a 30% transaction fee on every transaction through iOS, not just on their phone. So they're going to take 30% of every transaction that goes through Apple.
That's not what I had in
people
mind.
People were leaving Patreon over 8%. Yet they gullible idiots are racing up. I left Apple long ago when they brought in 10% transaction charge on everything. I won't refuse to buy their products ever again. They're bloody greedy.
All right. The heart of the Apple Entrepreneur Camp is an intensive technology lab where you can work one-on-one with Apple experts and engineers to significantly accelerate your app. This is all about kind of setting up relationships with, and creating what Apple refers to it as the Entrepreneur Camp, where they invest, I guess, in people. Apple says the applications are open for female, Black, Hispanic, Latinx, Indigenous,
God,
and developers. So I guess they don't want white people or men.
Yeah. They're trying to paint the fact that white people don't belong. That whites are mutants. that we're not native to this world. We're mutants. We're not indigenous. We don't have indigenous lands. You're not native British or you're not native Scots. And they're even pushing the fact now that blacks were the first Native Americans.
Okay.
So yeah. It's a lot deeper than this surface level stuff here. There's a lot of bullshit going on in the academic world right now. But I thought you were going on before about the when you said there was an issue with Apple. I looked up Apple and heard about this Apple tax. I knew about it a long time ago, but it's now 30%.
Now, what is that?
Well, as you know, all the carriers, Google, etc., they all take a cut, like a very tiny percentage of every transaction that goes through their apps, right? Well, Apple long ago, they put theirs at 10%. Patreon is 8%. And a lot of websites are like Facebook and they're like 12, 15%. Amazon's 15%. But Apple, they're now 30%. Of every transaction. I see you leaping now. I mean, what's happening?
What's wrong?
I was just listening.
I was saying that Apple is now officially the greatest because I mean, I think Google's 10%, but Apple 30% tax on everything.
Well, they're almost as much as the government.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like Amazon takes a huge chunk and fees, but
is that like through? You mean like through the Apple Store or iTunes and?
Yeah, but no, every transaction, not just through the Apple Store, every transaction on the iPhone is going to be routed through Apple. It's like Google Pay. If you've got an Apple phone, everything has to go through Apple Pay, and they take 30% of every transaction. It's like now they want to do that. That's what Google just got their ass handed to them over with Google Wallet. Well, actually, Google Wallet's still pending, where they're taking a 10% transaction tax on everything.
Yeah, I don't use my phone that way at all, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll just be the merchant. The merchant will raise their price if you go through Apple Pay.
Well, that's what's happening. But apparently, remember, people were leaving Patreon because it was 8%, And it's like, hey.
Well, around here, man, probably a third of the stores are cash only, so.
Yeah.
Or they'll charge you more if you pay by card.
Yeah. They're starting to do that here where people are saying, no, you'll pay 50 cents more if you use a card.
Yeah. Here it depends on where you are. It could be $3 or $4.
Well, you're warned about monopolies. You're warned about the credit card bill. But no, Joe knows what he's doing. You're warned about monopolies, folks. As Gandhi said, it's not about how much good I can do about being. I'll start again. Gandhi said, "It's not how much good I can do as a dictator. It's how much evil the next guy will do when he's dictator."
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Every time a company offers a monopoly, what do? They try to sell it to you. They'll say, "I'll sell it to you cheaper. I'll give you a discount. If you sign only with me, I'll give you a bigger commission." All these things to lure you in. And once the service reaches critical mass, they say, "Yeah, we'll give you 70% only if you sign with us, but of the profit and then we charge you." And then you charge $49.99. Well, we charge you $3.50 processing fee. Amazon, etc. They're all now so greedy. They're gouging everybody. And Kamala's saying, "Oh, I'm going to stop that." No, you won't. You'll only go after people who won't use credit cards or digital currency. You'll only price control the little guy. Like, remember Venezuela? They had price controls. How well are they going? They fell from what, third place in the world to 157th out of 163.
So there's some kind of civil rights activist, Dr. Umar Rashad. I don't even know how to pronounce the rest of his name. Announced that Kamala Harris's team offered him $10,000 for an interview. And he went to X, and uploaded the screenshots proving of the conversation.
Yeah, there's been a few influencers on TikTok too.
Dr. Umar also uploaded a text message proving his claim, and says that Kamala Harris's team is also paying for Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey, and other celebrities to shame black people into voting for Kamala Harris.
And that's
what's in it
that's
for them?
Not you. That's not you.
$10,000.
Even Dr. King was bought and paid for. The Kennedys locked him up and said, "You ever tell people to vote Republican again, you won't get released a second time."
Milton says, "Don't worry, I'll do the same service for double the price, and I'll give 6 cents to a charity you've never heard of." Yeah, exactly. Good job.
Make it 12 cents, please.
That's like when It's like when Ubisoft tried to like
What do you mean tried? They do buy positive reviews.
No, they got caught trying to bribe Star Wars. Star Wars Theory went off on them. Like, no, I'm not accepting this money. I am not accepting this money. Nor the perks of shill. He won't. In layman's terms, they're trying to get him to shill, and they're trying to send him money to shill, but he won't do it. He's that angry.
But Ubisoft's done it before. They did it with Valheim. They did it with Origins. Heck, you go way back to the first couple of Assassin's Creed. They were giving out free games to influencers to Twitch stream. So I think the difference is that people got bitten bad by EA, shilling for EA and Ubisoft, where they started to lose their audience. Because it was different, like when people were shilling for WoW, Lich King and stuff like that, where there's still that objective, like, the graphics weren't better than, they hadn't improved, but there were still people who said, it's still a good game, it's not a great game, but this time it's not a great game, the graphics have gone backwards. And somebody said this before, I forget I think it was called the Academy of Ideas. They said, this is all by design. They've been slowly pulling back quality for the last 40 years. And as they've pulled back quality, you see a collapse. Why? Well, if any of you actually lived through the 80s and remember the CIA handbook that was going around, one of the 12 tactics that the CIA was advocating for was breaking tools, lowering quality, not showing up for work late, and a long list of and a bunch of other stuff that's now going on in America, where people don't show up on time, people don't do their best work, people talk back, people are rude to customers, people steal routinely from work. These are all things the CIA advocated to be used against Russia, Venezuela, and China. And Cuba. What, you think all those trained agents that they trained, they're just going to retire peacefully? No, they became influencers. All those people the CIA trained to enact coups in other countries are now doing it back to the United States because it's making them lots of money as influencers. And Leif's looking up his CIA handbook and saying, well, what else was on that list? Can I make money now? How do you make money being a slacker? I'm sorry, you've got to be in the you've got to be in a corporate position where you're a union rep or something like that. Blackmailing the boss to give you an extra $10K to get the completed
Dang,
on
Anime
time.
Night, that sucks. Your private chat,
Yeah, I see that.
dude. I used to work in the same. Oh, she admitted she did from. Oh,
Oh,
so I used to work in that field of work that you do,
yeah.
and it was so much fun. We ate so much food. It was great.
I used to get food baskets from a charity because they were getting the food from the supermarkets. But then the government brought in the Food Safety Act, and now the the charity doesn't have enough food to in the food bank every week.
They did that kind of stuff everywhere. Again, that's that global influence.
Yeah,
All coming from the crown of England.
Well,
Echoing
no.
again.
Excuse me, didn't you see the meme I showed you last week? Remember, Lord Rothschild poking Charles in the chest? The King of England is not in charge. If he was the King of England, nobody would poke him in the chest and not have somebody break his finger.
Yeah. Well, the
If I was
city
the
of
King
England,
and
definitely.
lived-
City
if
of
I was-
London.
Yeah.
That's
the
that
City of
small,
London
small.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Well, that's
the
that
City of
small
London.
inside
it's an
of London.
economic group.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
an
it's also a
economic
region
group.
inside of London that's called the City of
Yes.
London.
I know, and it includes the London Tower and a couple of universities,
Yeah, it's got
and the London School of Economics.
the highest,
Highest income in the world. Yeah.
yeah.
highest
Well,
income in the
that
world.
and yeah, that's some of the priciest land in the world too.
Yeah.
No, they do that. They do that, and oh look, England's got a law. No, look, Australia's. Oh look, Canada. Oh look, U.S. Yeah.
Yeah, but the City of London group is a economic group that makes the World Economic Forum look like saints.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
War
Well,
profiteering? That's all we do, baby.
Yeah. Well,
Human trafficking?
when
We
you're
wanna
that far
make
up the
that-
pyramid, it takes so long to get to
Yeah.
you that by the time you get there, yeah.
Yeah,
You'll never
if
get
you
there.
were trying to dismantle organized crime, you started at the low levels, and by the time you get to the top, you're well past retirement age. And as you go to make the arrest, there's a explosion, and you're a casualty.
So
You die of
Trump,
coincidence.
Trump's been bringing on several people to help him prepare for debates and whatnot, and apparently Tulsi Gabbard's stepped in to help advise him ahead of the debate.
Stick to the issues. Don't say someone's
Well,
dumb. Don't and make them own what
Just
they've done.
do Trump. Just do what you did with Biden in the first debate.
Yeah.
Let them walk
Kamala's
off the
already
cliff.
afraid.
Let
Yeah.
them
He
walk
stuck
off
to
the
the
cliff.
issues and said, "Well, I don't know what he said, but here's what I right."
Yeah, I mean,
Did you
dude,
follow that answer?
So this dude's done a press conference a week, and Kamala Harris has not.
Of course not.
Even CNN is upset.
Why aren't they upset?
Right?
Well, see, if Kamala doesn't do a press conference, their ratings start to go down because the idiots, they don't tune in to watch the news. They tune in to get bias confirmation.
Right.
That one dude who roasted.
How am I supposed to hate Trump today? Right.
That one.
Tune
That one
in
dude
for
who.
your talking points.
Yeah, that one dude.
But
it was an elderly gentleman. Very very high class. He roasted Brian Stelter. He's like, your network would crash without Donald Trump.
But I'm
you
just
need
saying-
Donald Trump.
Exactly. But they also need to put Kamala on, otherwise all the people can't have their fifis. They're going to look at the screen and go, "Oh, a person
Yeah.
of color. Oh, I'm going to have a heart attack."
According to Milton, if you have a
Yes.
group of politicians debating, and there's a mass of people that is debating on math or mass debating, I thought that was going to be a joke, but
That was
I
the
don't know.
joke.
That was the joke. Mass debating.
They are mass debating.
He's a master of debating.
I'm looking at that photo. I'm looking at that photo again, Appalachian. That's a guy standing on something with a camera. That guy is about to fall over. Like, jeez.
Maybe it should be is that debating on math, not maths.
The floor is
Yes,
right there.
mass.
Why?
You got it.
There's
Yeah.
not that many people.
Yeah, is math
Oh!
plural in Australia there,
Before I
David?
forget, sorry, what?
Is math plural in Australia like it is in England?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's mass, not math.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Guess whose body disappeared?
Oh, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Wait.
Are we talking about the shooter?
Yeah.
I thought he was cremated.
Wow.
Yep, Crooks. They cremated his body, despite the fact the coroner hadn't even confirmed identity.
9 days after the shooting.
But also, they destroyed the crime scene. They
Yep.
can't find the gun. They can't find the.
Oh,
they
there's
can't
a
find the
surprise.
manifesto, and apparently the FBI has closed the case.
The alphabet
Our
organization
Patsy is dead. Case closed. Or at least they think our Patsy is dead. Case closed.
No.
The Alphabet Corporation people.
A man smoking a cigarette stood in front of Christopher Ray and said, "Case closed." Put the cigarette in Ray's hand and left.
Pretty much.
Yeah, he grabbed his stupid he grabbed his stupid little coat, got in the stupid car, and went
if
home to
people
his
think-
stupid wife.
See, you know, MJ, you know all this thing about conspiracy theories and Majestic 12? That in itself is a psyop. So because if you really looked into what MJ12 is, it's the 12 government agents who do the bidding of the president.
Yeah.
And has been around since Washington.
But you've got there's the other group. I forget what they're called.
There's the Majestic group, and then there's Omega. They're the ones who get called in to sweep.
Yeah, but there was a group that got put up by started it by Truman, I thought.
Truman. Omega.
That
They go
eventually
around
became but
SEAL
they
teams.
they less and less do the bidding of the president. Now they don't do it at all unless they're
Oh, you're talking about inside Main Justice, aren't you? You're talking about the Justice Group.
yeah, I
the
think
FBI?
so. It sounds
Yeah.
but it's cross
Blackwatch.
departmental.
Yeah. They started as Blackwatch, then become OSS, then they become Main Justice, and now they're the Atlantic Council,
Yeah,
run by the CIA.
Yeah.
Then the president. Oh, who's that again? Oh, the figurehead. Yes.
Yeah. The people that come and go while we stay.
Yes.
Yep. They were
put in place by Truman.
Well, Mayorkas and all those people are all
previous
part
groups,
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truman may have started the group, but he appointed people who are already in government, who have already been in government for a long time, and didn't realize they were already doing what he asked them to do. Now they're just getting paid to do what they're already doing.
Yeah. They're there to protect the bureaucracy.
Yeah, they're made up of union leaders and career bureaucrats. That's why the Democrats keep saying union strong, because the only way they're going to get the vote.
Yeah, although
if you
they're
don't
starting
give them
to
what they want, they don't vote for you.
Yeah, they're starting to lose the rank and file though. As more
Well,
and more jobs get shipped overseas, and they realize, oh, this was all a scam.
Not just losing. The thing is, they're not just losing the rank and file to jobs going overseas. It's the fact that Gen Z died suddenly is on the rise with the highest suicide. Gen Z may be the richest generation, but they're also the highest suicidal rate generation and the most died suddenly generation.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the richest. They can't afford a house, right?
No, they can't. They're rich in assets.
Thanks a lot,
They're inherit as boomers die. Gen Z are the ones who are inheriting. But remember, that's only 32% of Gen Z are inheriting anything. But still, that's the biggest of any generation.
Yeah.
Kind of like Cartman when he got that million from his grandmother.
Yeah. But Gen Z is spending it, if you haven't noticed, too.
Oh, like Cartman did on that amusement park.
Exactly. That's why I
That's
said,
Gen
yeah.
Z to a T.
Don't forget, as South Park said, they're on the edge of culture. They are right there. They are telling us as
I
it's
know
happening
I'm
in real
probably gonna
time.
get I'm probably gonna get crucified later
It's
for
just
that
most
one.
of us don't see it until it's been on South Park. Just like Simpsons. Remember, Matt Groening was a certain frequent traveler on a certain aircraft and met presidents very frequently.
That's still on.
Simpsons?
Yes.
34th, isn't it, or 35th?
35th, I believe.
And
I think
didn't
I
they
stopped.
actually say they're planning a 40th special or something? So yeah, there's 40 seasons at least. Going to be at least 40 seasons.
Wow. I
Don't
stopped
forget,
watching when the Bartman was still a thing.
Yeah.
Come on, do the Bartman.
But apparently, animal rights groups are upset that Disney parks release hundreds of cats every night to keep the mice under control.
What's wrong with mice?
Well, they
Mice
are,
are furry friends.
oh, is it the mice that are dying or the cats that are in?
No, they're talking about the
captivity.
conditions that cats are kept in, the fact that they're killing the rodents, they're inhumane. Cats are inhumane to rodents, apparently, and they also kill small birds.
They never seen Tom and Jerry.
What? Cats kill small birds? Breaking news, right?
Let me guess. Does one of those animal rights groups happen to be PETA?
What do cat ladies think their cats only go outside?
I feel like they scream the loudest.
Probably.
No, PETA screams the loudest out of that whole group. Everybody else is just quiet as hell. It's
Well, when the lions are chasing the gazelles, do they mourn that the lions don't treat the gazelles
Yes,
humanely?
they think the lions are merely unevolved and yet to learn the benefits of tofu.
Sterility and bitch tits. That's what tofu gives you.
Vegans are the most annoying, naive, emotionally damaged people on the planet. Do you know that killing an animal hurts it? No, really?
Really?
Wow. Do you know pulling a plant is killing a living thing? You kill a living thing when you eat a plant. Oh, but it doesn't have feelings. Oh, I see. It's the emotional connection.
No, there's some research that says that they do have feelings.
Yep. Yeah, if you burn a plant, it screams. It's actually recorded it.
I remember they put electrodes on a plant.
Yeah.
Like in the 80s or 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And did things, and it's like there were vibrations and currents that were similar to nerve flow, like if you stub your toe.
There's also a study going on into plant intelligence when they found that some plants, when one plant in a row of crops finds water, all the other plants seem to know where the water. All the other plants, their roots change direction.
Oh wow,
that's
weird.
They call it subcutaneous or something. Like insects. When you on their own, they might not have registrable intelligence, but in large numbers, there's there's what they call a field, and subterraneous intelligence where groupthink. Groupthink, how you get enough humans in confined space, their thoughts, their periods, their heart rates, everything start to synchronize.
Yeah.
Happens more in women than it doesn't have in men. That's why there's still Republicans. Hey, good news! Dolphins are the second smartest thing on the planet. Sorry, women, you're now in third place.
Imagine losing to a dolphin.
Hey, dolphins are happy-go-lucky. Happy-go-lucky. They're the second species on the planet that have sex for pleasure. Ants
Now,
are the second species on this planet that have violence for entertainment. Did you know that? Ants conduct wars for territory and entertainment.
now, David, you've seen the pictures of that little lady. You know, she wrote all that code for the Apollo spacecraft all by herself, and when the printout was put up there, it was taller than she is. So,
Yes, and if you believe that she wrote all that code in 6 months, Leif has a Cray computer to sell you.
yeah, those printouts are not the code that they did, but she did coin the term software engineering. So she was the first to realize that software was starting to get complex enough that the concepts of engineering were more applicable than some of the mathematical based stuff that a lot of the previous work was. And that, it took another 30 years for people to understand 25 years.
Yeah, but as people said, originally they weren't talking about software engineering. They were talking about fuzzy logic and stuff like that. That computer programming wasn't a pure science. It was
right.
But she linked that to engineering because engineering isn't a pure science either. It's subjective to the observation.
It's right. It's based on science. You have to use scientific principles.
To the observer.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, there's certain
but some sciences have aesthetics as part.
Yeah.
Like some engineering includes aesthetics.
Well, you think about aerodynamics or something like that.
Yes.
There's certain scientific laws you can't violate and stay in the air, but the shape of your wing, what that craft looks like, can vary quite a bit. And that expression of that scientific principle is what engineering is, and that's why I still think that you start with a computer science background and then you build your engineering experience on that.
But it shouldn't be called computer science. She will say it was computer discipline, like engineering, and that's how software engineering came to be linked together from her speeches. She did spend the next 30 years as giving speeches on software engineering and stuff like that at Harvard, etc.
Well, and that was, let's see.
Nobody's taking that offer, but did she program the Apollo 11 on her own? No.
I was only kidding. I don't know if anyone says that she did on her own, but what they...
No, I'm talking about the groups that do. I'm going to say you did. I'm talking
but
about
that printout stack is several different... It's not just... It was actually something for a photo op, and they just piled a bunch of printouts up, and she stood next to them. I don't even know if there's any Apollo code in that stack. There might be. I forget. There was I saw an interview a couple of years ago
but people
with someone who was there, and they said what that was, and I can't remember exactly what he said it was. But
it's not actually coded. The Apollo 11 craft wasn't coded like a traditional computer. It was actually each section created a different chip. So when you heard enact program 2013, that is putting 213 in the keypad, pressing the hash key, and somewhere on a circuit board a chip would be activated.
Well, now I don't remember if they actually had chips. I know they had capacitors, but I know that
Apollo 11 didn't, but Apollo 13 I think
the core part was woven together.
Yes.
So they used core memory and developed what the code would, and I think that was just the core part that would load the other modules. Because the alarms that some of the earlier alarms when Apollo 11 went to land, that Armstrong was getting was because Aldrin was over there screwing around with some other module monitoring, and it kept overflowing stuff. And after like the third or fourth reset, he figured out, oh, I'm the one that's causing this problem, and turned the module off. They had.
They do stuff like to save power, get in their spacesuits and turn off the heaters.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. It's an absolute miracle those guys did just impact on the surface. So
but that's only because Armstrong at the last minute realized that they were going at 11, not 1.1.
Well,
They
he
were
also
coming
saw
into-
they were coming down in a boulder field, so he
yeah,
went back
hit
up a
the
little bit. And
yeah. But if he didn't slow it down, they would have impacted, and that would be it.
yeah, but anyway, and then in '68, that's maybe yeah, she coined that, but it was must have been earlier in Apollo because in '68 that was the
I think
the
don't
Garmish
forget,
is when the not consortium it was a conference, a software engineering conference,
yeah,
and everything that we do now is in that the papers produced by that conference. There isn't a single new idea since '68, other than how to recombine the old ideas. It's crazy.
well, yeah. Every computer language is a rewrite of a is either an aesthetic or a rewording of another.
Pretty much,
Yes.
they all stem from Algol. The most
Yeah.
popular ones, Fortran, COBOL, Lisp.
Are pretty much direct.
They're
Pascal.
yeah. Well, Fortran, COBOL, and Lisp are pretty much stand on their own.
Yeah.
Basic is a simplified Fortran-ish structure,
Yeah.
and Pascal.
Pascal was a aesthetic rewrite and took out the line
Yeah.
and line code.
Yeah, I think I can't remember if Pascal came out of Algol, but C definitely came out of Algol. I mean, C, Perl, Python, all that stuff.
They're all aesthetic.
And then some of them they grab ideas from.
The thing is, like Pascal and Lisp, they actually over the years they crossed each other's paths and borrowed from each other.
Yeah, I haven't programmed Pascal in
Lisp
35
and
years.
Pascal ended up being so alike that universities dropped Pascal because Lisp had multitasking capabilities.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Pascal
did most
was
of what I
dropped a long
did.
time ago, so was Basic.
Well, yeah, I mean Pascal became Modula 2.
Yeah.
There was something else. So Pascal's still around, but
Yeah. Oh, they're all still around. It's because there's computers. Some computers, like some of the airport computers, still their flight programs are still Fortran.
yeah. But anyway, how about that for a digression? But
yeah,
Scheme. Technically, what I had in school was Scheme, was just a derivative of
which
Lisp.
is now Schema is now what Perl or something like that, or
No, they're
Java
not even close. No,
absorbed. I thought Schema was absorbed by one of the others.
the F# is kind of a Lisp with C# things added to it.
I just remember seeing something recently how they said that the number of computer languages have shrunk because their parent companies absorbed into Oracle or Microsoft.
Well, now that may happen where, I mean, Sun became part of Oracle.
Flash, which is why you had Flash dropped because it had HP and other companies, and because they became quote unquote competitors, they dropped it.
Well, and Flash had several the concept
copy platform. They had cross-platform copyrights that they didn't want to honor.
Well, that and the virtual machine essentially had massive problems, security issues, and memory leaks, and a bunch of other things that could not be fixed. Flash was, and then because that's what Silverlight was, Microsoft's attempt at going after Flash, but underneath Flash was just running JavaScript. So
yeah. And yet here they keep claiming Java's the most secure in the world and used by millions of users. But they forgot to put the hashtag with no choice.
Yeah. Java as a platform, I think, is should fade away. It's a horrible language. They've tried extending it several times. They've fallen into a few traps that happen with C++ on the modern C++. I don't even recognize anymore, from what I did 20 some odd years ago. But it's kind of like looking at middle Middle English compared to modern English.
Unless you went through the stages of progression, you're going to go, what?
Yeah, forget trying to read Old English. That's like trying to read,
Italian.
it'd be like what's his name's
Shakespeare?
no, the guy that was the code breaker.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
In World War II, Fletchley Park. It's going around in my head. Alan Turing.
That's it.
Yeah,
Alan Turing.
he programmed directly in binary.
Yes.
So that would be tough. But anyway, that it's I don't know. I have to go see if it's gone down. The way that I know it has, I would see that it had gone down is that a company buys somebody, they kill off their technology.
It's not entirely dead or killed off. You have a lot of open source programming languages out there. It's just that if you go to university, the standard 6 you learn, you'll still learn you'll still learn Pascal as a teaching language, but after the first year, it's gone.
Yeah, well, that's what's true when I was in school, and I started in '87. Only that first year was Pascal, and everything else was C,
Pascal, and
some
COBOL,
Lisp,
and then you start with C, Pascal. Sorry, you start with Basic, Pascal, and I forget what else now. I think COBOL. Or
I don't know. But I saw a former professor of mine. I saw a video of his on. It's 5 or 6 years old, but he was teaching a low-level class, and it was all in Java. I was very surprised. I was like, wow.
Yeah. So the thing is, I forget what they want to do, but because Microsoft, HP, and Oracle can't or won't cooperate, we're never going to have what they call a universal programming language.
That's what PL1 was for. IBM solved it with PL1, and then the government solved it with Ada. Where you been, man? That's been done 50 years ago.
Ada, yeah. But Ada is still taught in some universities.
Oh, I know. If you want to work for government contracts, it's all still in Ada.
Yeah.
But you're talking about borrowed ideas. My understanding that was
Lisp,
if not the first, one of the first languages to implement named parameters. That's the first time I used it anyway. And then I saw it in Perl years later, and now you can sort of do it in C#. Anyway, we're boring the stream to death, man. Let's go on to something a little more interesting.
I didn't even know what you guys are talking about.
I was gonna say, wait, auto parts. I've almost forgot. What's this leaked email from Advanced Auto Parts?
A buddy of mine sent me a screenshot, but I can't. He was gonna send me one, but he hasn't sent it yet. Still waiting on it. But apparently there was an email that they are gonna focus more on DEI. Their hiring practices, lifting people up, like that's what they're wanting to do.
While other companies are getting rid of it.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're getting ready for a government contract but the only way the thing that spread DEI was the fact that if you wanted a government contract, particularly in certain states, you had to have programs. Because remember, the ADL is the one that goes around doing that's how they make their money. Well, one of the ways they make money is blackmailing corporations into hiring them for diversity training, eliminating anti-Semitism and hate speech, inherent bias training, and other programs.
Yeah.
Now, I hate to bore you to death, but Black Monkey WooCon just hit #1 because they told the consultants to go pound sand.
Well, if that's true, that'll be the end of the company.
Yeah.
But they're based in China, so I don't think anybody can touch them. But yeah,
you said AutoZone, right?
Yeah.
I think you said AutoZone, yeah.
Advanced.
Yeah.
No, Advanced Auto.
Advanced Auto Parts. Yeah. Was AutoZone the one that used to be Western Western Auto.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the video link you wanted me to remind you about later. It's now later.
There you go.
See which one is it? Oh, that's not for this.
Oh, that's for later. That was
Yeah.
something else to look at later. Okay.
Yeah, well,
That's
it was
what you
just
meant.
doing setting up using OBS and doing stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah, thank you for reminding me. I can
Yeah.
save that to watch later on YouTube. I was watching it, and it when it came up, it was one of the ones where you have to like log in through your browser. It opened up
Yep.
through the phone browser, and I was like, I don't want to do this. So I just copied it and sent it to our group, to our chat or something. And I was like,
And
hey,
said,
hang on to
remind
this
me
for
later to do this. And I thought you meant later in the show, not later.
Oh.
Later.
Yeah, just sometime. I do want to look into doing OBS and maybe seeing if running a capture card would help my stream be a little bit less
You
laggy.
need- yeah, because apparently a lot of people now are complaining that Sony Play is just not why it's not keeping up for some reason. Like, and I find this too. I remember how you'd play an old game on a 33 megahertz machine and you'd get 60 frames per second. Yet you try to play the same game on one of these modern machines, and it's like, why is the frame rate suck? It's supposed to be, this computer's supposed to be 1,000 times faster,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's not. And like we're going to lots of reasons why so many things are not faster, even though the CPU is. Most of the chips aren't.
I'm sure he will.
But yes, a lot of your chips, ladies and gentlemen, are still the same speed they were 50 years ago. And that's why your computers really aren't faster.
Depends on what kind of code they were running. Yeah. If
But
they were emulating the old CPU or actually compatible.
yes.
Or like what Intel did at the 386, where they, or no, was it the 286? I don't remember.
You mean where legacy code deliberately ran slower?
Yeah, well, not deliberately. They were trying to get people to use the newer instructions. So the old, some of the old instructions. So the newer instructions might take 3 clock cycles, and then but the old instructions, I think it is in 286 in real mode. Sometimes they're where on an 8086 they were 2 cycles, they were suddenly 6 cycles on the 286, something like that.
Yes.
It's been almost, well, it's been since the late 80s. But yeah, they were trying to encourage people to write for the new one. And everyone said, but I want to stay on DOS. And with my 8088, which was a watered down 8086. Now,
People
some things
don't
did
know
run
that.
faster. It all depended on the
Yes.
instruction sets and what was going on.
Yes.
So anyway, I mean, I had a game that found a Pac-Man clone using David, you remember the graphics characters that were in the IBM character set?
Yes.
And there was like the smiley
Unique set.
faces and
Yes. The unique set, as they're called now.
yeah.
You could, yeah.
They did a Pac-Man in BASIC using those characters.
Yeah.
And it ran great on a slow ass 4.77 megahertz 8088.
Yeah.
But on
well,
the
it's like
12 megahertz 286 that we had,
mm-hmm.
it was, and then of course I had a basic compiler. I got it running so fast that the only delay was in it drawing the screen and you dying.
Well,
yeah.
It's like,
so, but it just
like,
depended on the,
yeah.
that's why. And yeah, you can have different way animations done, and the Z buffer on a newer card might be optimized for modern games, but older games don't know how to use it properly, so that goes slower. Yeah. Anyway.
Hey,
Yeah,
David, you want to
well,
see something
it's like-
cool from Red Dead?
Yeah. I
So I just found this out, and I was like, whoa, I kind of want to try this now. But apparently, you can break into the fence and steal all his stuff.
Where's this? You talking about Myers Camp?
Oh, good. A new patron. Welcome, welcome. Hey!
Oh! Blow your way in.
I don't want no part of that.
What the hell is this?
How cool is that?
You can actually steal from the fence.
Yeah. That would be
Now, I was
awesome.
going to tell you later in Coffee and Gaming, but you bring up Red Dead? They've
I don't know.
not announced Red Dead 3, but they have announced that Red Dead is coming to PC and later other platforms.
Huh.
But
The
they
dogs
haven't
are reminding
confirmed
me
Red
they-
Dead 3. They're just saying they'll get to it. Nah, look.
After GTA
Rockstar-
6.
Yeah, probably.
Yes. Oh, you mean after they sort out what's going to happen with GTA Online? Because
Yeah.
they don't want to keep 3 programming teams on payroll.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Even
too
though-
expensive. That's too expensive. We gotta break it down.
No, look, every software company's done this. When they have success, they sell a game, and then they go, shall we do another game or disband the team? But then you get a problem where they've got something like GTA Online where they need occasionally to bring in a big team because they can't crunch the updates. Or they need lots of testing done. So they kept the programmers around. That's the only reason why they did Red Dead Redemption 2 in the first place, was to keep people around, give them something to do. But then when they needed crunch, they started taking people off Red Dead 2 to do GTA 6. And then that's why some parts of Red Dead Redemption were rushed or cut or content cut. And which is why Red Dead Online never got the updates.
Well, speaking of gaming, maybe we should head on out so we can. I'm gonna get set up for tomorrow morning, and we can do some gaming.
All right.
I'm getting
Yeah.
tired. Like I'm having a
Yeah.
hard time.
I got my
keeping
dogs
eyes open.
keep coming in and out saying, hey, we
Yeah.
need to go.
Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., we're going to be doing coffee and gaming right here. X, YouTube, and Rumble. It'll be a good time. Check out all the links down below. Buy David's book. Lape does beer reviews. Anime Night's got the Knights of the Round Table on Sundays.
Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? No. I'm gonna go set up a stream and everything for Rumble for tomorrow morning.
19 to go to 400.
Hey,
Knowing
there you
that.
go. Good job. All right, guys, we're gonna get on out of here. You guys take it easy. Have a great night. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Good day, sir.
Later, dudes.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Hell, I got to go.
Peace out.
Burn in hell, New World Order. Fuck you. You, New World Order. You, Bill Gates.